You got to intern with Cisco as a field sales engineering intern. How'd you find that? So
Yeah, for sure.
whenever so talking about work, your first job, first internship, very exciting. This is around the time whenever I
Yeah.
met you, as you were talking about. I think I met you as you had came back from this internship. I was like, wow, somebody got an internship at Cisco. That's super cool. So, anyways,
Yeah.
you got to intern with Cisco as a field sales engineering intern. How'd you find that opportunity?
Yeah. So I found it my fall semester of junior year. I was studying abroad in Auckland, New Zealand.
What?
And yeah, it was awesome. But I remember being there and talking to my brother who had just recently graduated. And he was kind of telling me, even in September of my junior year, like, hey, Mikaela, if you're trying to get a summer internship for next summer, like, you need to start looking now. Like, he's like, a lot of people think, like, oh, that's almost a year away. Like, we just got into the new school year, summer just ended. I got plenty of time. And the truth of the matter is, you do not have plenty of time.
This is
Um,
correct.
Especially if you want an internship at like a good company, or you want an internship at, yeah, Fortune 100 company, like you need to be looking like almost a year in advance. So yeah, I'm fortunate that I had my older brother to kind of just push me to be like, hey, you need to start looking. So like I applied to a ton of different internships, found out that I had an interview at Cisco in December of that fall semester, of junior year. And yeah, I mean, the main reason I feel like I didn't intentionally see like, oh, field sales engineering internship, let me apply for that. It kind of more is like, okay, I'm going to apply to like any like good company. And then I kind of saw like, oh, wait, sales engineering, like, what's this? And then I did more research and I was like, oh, this actually sounds perfect. And the main aspect is just having sales in there. I'm kind of like, okay, sales, like you're dealing with people. And I was a pretty social person in college, I would say. So I kind of was like, okay, like sales, like sweet, like let's do it. So once I kind of got an internship there, yeah, I mean, I was excited about that path because I was like, okay, this seems like the most fun path that I could go into and still be an engineer, but it seems like it'll be more fun just because of the sales aspect and being able to work with people and talk to people and that sort of thing.
Yeah. So wait, so are you telling me that you just like went online, you looked up companies and jobs, you went type, 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 you found Cisco, you applied online, you didn't have an in, you just applied cold, then you got an interview, and then you got an internship. Is that a correct assessment of the overall flow of you getting in with Cisco?
Yeah, yeah. So when I was trying to figure out where I wanted to apply, I was like, okay, I want a good job. So this concept of like getting a good job after college was important to me. Like I had this bookmark that I got at a career fair in college, and it literally says, "Do you want to be in college to get a good job?" And I remember saw it, and I was like, "Oh, like this is this is why I'm in college. Like I want a good job." And so like
Oh,
I use that as like a goal to like keep in mind.
yeah.
And I like just pinned it like on my wall in my dorm room above my desk so that during any all nighters or any times where I was miserable and I just be like, God, I just want to quit engineering. Or like one time I just like filled out an entire transfer application because I was like, I'm sick of this shit. Like I've had enough. And I would just look up and just see that bookmark and I'm just like, oh no, this is the goal I'm working towards. Like I have to tough it out. So I think it's just this concept of having a goal to work towards. If you're just super focused on achieving a goal, you at least know what direction you're going in. So I think that was something that kind of carried me through college. But in terms of just companies to apply to, I just looked literally at Fortune's list of top 100 companies. So I just looked through the whole Fortune 100 list
Oh,
and then searched them in LinkedIn for job postings and literally it's kind of like, okay, anything that's like hiring engineering interns. And then I applied to like every single company on the Fortune 100 list that was hiring for engineers, for summer internships the following summer.
wow. And one thing that you did do that I think is something that not everybody does is that you applied to them everywhere. It sounds like you didn't care about what location it was because you're in Houston. You're from Houston. You went to
Yeah.
college in San Antonio, and then your internship opportunity was in San Jose, California. So,
Oh God.
so
Yeah.
was that scary? Was it? I mean, how'd you? What was it like whenever you pulled the trigger and you're like, yes, I'm gonna go live in California for a summer? And why did you apply that? It sounds like you
Yes.
went
Yeah,
everywhere.
yeah. Yeah. So I mean, the main thing I guess for me is like location didn't matter. It was more like, okay, I need to get a good internship at a good like a good company. It was like this idea of like getting a good internship was kind of the utmost importance. So I'm like,
Yeah.
send me to freaking New York City, send me to Houston, send me to San Jose, send me to freaking whatever country you want to send me within reason, of course. I kind of was just open to anything. And I think that's the biggest piece of advice I would say to anyone who's like specifically trying to look for internships. Like, don't limit yourself to one industry or one company or one city. You should just try to see that there's tons of opportunities out there. And then, once you get some offers, then sure, you can think about like, okay, maybe this internship's in California and this one's in, San Antonio. Okay, which then from there, you can think more granularly about what you want. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think for me, it was just kind of fortunate that it was a straightforward process of me just applying to everything. And then I heard back from Cisco, did like 3 rounds of interviews, and then got a job. I think part of that too is being a female engineer, and I knew they were trying to hire for more women. So, I mean, obviously I was qualified and I feel like I did well in my interviews, but being a female, I know didn't hurt me.
Yeah. Hey,
Um,
I don't blame you at all. That's a good thing to think about. And obviously they liked you, right? They
Thank you so much for watching this segment of the Engineering Success Podcast. If you liked it, make sure to check out the other videos down below that are recommended to you. And if you really like the podcast, make sure to subscribe right down there in the middle. We really appreciate it. It's free to you and helps us a lot out. And last but not least, the best way to help the show grow is to comment down below. So leave your comment if you have any thoughts about this segment. Thanks.
Payments, still playing in the basement while I'm working on arrangements. They heard the kid in 50 countries, thank God that's amazing. But I'd rather thank Spotify, they put me on the station.